Hello and welcome to a new video of mine. I have had quite a productive day. I've done a lot of different things that I had to do life-wise, and now I'm finally here with my book. I'm reading Skulduggery Pleasant by Landy. Admittedly, don't really feel in much mood of reading, to be honest. Started catching up on my book journal, but I was like, I'm too tired, I don't want to do anymore. It's just so fair. And now it's just me in my room. I've got a candle lighting, my Kindle's here, I have a cup of tea. I'm pretty cozy. A book haul. So I was expecting this book to come because I bought it, The Sad Ghost Club 4. I didn't know that the fourth one had come out, so I'm going to read that today. I can't wait. I love that series. But the surprise, I was like, what's this chunker? I didn't know what it was going to be. None other than Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. Hello. I don't know what happened to my cover there. There's like, I don't know what that is. But, excuse me. Yeah, I'm really surprised that I got it because I made my thoughts known regarding Beautiful World, Where Are You? That I really didn't like it. I actually had like a signed copy that I donated because I really didn't like Beautiful World, Where Are You? Loved Normal People, had mixed feelings about Conversations with Friends, and really liked Mr. Salary. So Sally Rooney is kind of hit or miss for me. I don't discount the fact she's an incredible writer. I just not sure that I fully love her stories yet, but we're giving her another go. Thank you to whoever was responsible for giving me this. Can't wait to read it, and I shall be sharing my thoughts. Hopefully they're good ones this time. Time to start, or rather continue reading Skulduggery. I'm halfway through and I'm hoping to finish it today. I feel like I haven't really spoken too much on this vlog. We're just gonna keep reading. Right now I am enjoying it. It is Shane's favourite series, and I can see why he enjoys it, but for me, I'm not obsessed. But I am enjoying it. It'll probably average out as a 4-star. So I'm gonna continue. Hello. So I have a little update. Last night I finished on my Kindle Skulduggery Pleasant. I think I'm gonna give it a 3 stars, and Shane ain't gonna be happy about that, but I just didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was a grand time, but I just don't. I'm not sure that I will remember it hugely. It's not going to leave a lasting impact on me. I thought it was very witty, very funny. I expected more action, maybe. I don't know. I can understand how younger readers would love it, and if you read it as a child, that it would become your favorite series and you would love to reread it in adulthood, a bit like me with Cassandra Clare. You know, if you're reading them for the first time as an adult, you might not have the same raw or love for them. So I think that's what happened to me with Skulduggery Pleasant. Not that it's bad or anything, but I feel like I'm slightly outside the age bracket for them. So right now, I've just started One of Us is Lying, and I read the first chapter, and it really just gets in there very quickly. So the poor fellow, what's his name? Simon is just died in the first chapter. We know this, that's not a spoiler. It says it on the back, but his death is very interesting. It's not how I expected it to be. So I'm really curious as to how this is going to happen and play out. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. It is sprayed edges that are red. That's cool. Yep, I feel like this is going to be a nice change of pace from what I've been reading recently. It's YA, so it's going to be easy enough to read, but it's going to be gripping as well. And I think that was the big thing about Skulduggery Pleasant, is it didn't grip me. I wasn't addicted to it. I didn't have the urge to pick it up. I could put it down and go away and do something else, and I'd be like, I wasn't thinking about it the whole time. But anyway, gonna continue reading this. Apologies for my appearance. I'm still recovering from a weird reaction on my face. But I just wanted to say that I finished One of Us is Lying, and let me tell you, I was sat the entire time. I was intrigued the entire time. Did I kind of guess the ending a little bit? Yeah, I kind of half guessed. I got half of it right. I didn't guess the other plot twist. Nonetheless, though, 5 stars. Even if I did guess it a little bit, I was hooked, because I might have guessed who killed Simon or how he died. But there was a lot of other subplots and drama going on that I didn't necessarily see coming. Did it play into teen stereotypes, especially American stereotypes of what high school is like? Yes. But was I sat? Was I intrigued the entire time? Yes, I was. I will be reading the second in the series because, Karen McManus has set a precedent. I believe that the second one is also well revered, so why not? Though it's a new cast of characters, this story kind of draws to a close here. It's not left on a cliffhanger, but I probably will read the second one eventually because I had such a great time with this one. Now, we're on to 1984. I don't think I've been this excited to start a book in so long. 1984 hardly needs an introduction. I am I don't know how I haven't read it yet. It's the book that's probably been on my TBR the longest, so let's get to it. Another day, another book. So we're on to Inkblood's Sister Scribe, and I read I read the prologue and the first chapter, and I can immediately say that this will be a great Halloween read for anybody who would like to read it around that time. Definitely getting me in the spooky autumnal mood. It's kind of chilling is the word I would use. I'm like, ooh, what's going on? This is a bit ominous. But also, it's not too scary, But there's definitely something there, and I'm glad I picked it up. Really, really excited to continue. My immediate gut reaction is that it'll be a 5-star. It already, the stories and the different timelines and stuff that are being intertwined seem very interesting and are very well done. It's not confusing, because sometimes when there are a lot of moving parts in books, it can be a bit confusing, but that's not the case here. I don't think it's going to be dual timelines, but you would obviously have the prologue first, and then it switches perspective, and then switches time period, not time period, but it skips a few years. So obviously there's a change in point of view there, but I don't know if that's going to continue throughout the whole story yet. So I'm going to continue, and I'm really excited. I'm so excited. It's really, really good. So we have the introduction of a new point of view, Nicholas. Don't know what his involvement in everything is, but also we've had the biggest plot twist ever. I'm shocked. Oh my god, what's going on? Hey, I finished Inkblood's Sister Scribe and gave it 5 stars, which is no surprise to anybody by how much I've been raving about the book. I just posted my review, so a more comprehensive explanation of my feelings can be found on Goodreads Storygraph Instagram. But in general, Inkblood Sister Scribe is magical, it's deceptive, it's creepy, and it's got some of the best storytelling I've seen in a very long time in terms of I could not predict. Or if I predicted one thing, I would be immediately shocked again. It just had me gripped on the edge of my seat, and I was enthralled the entire time. The magic system is so well developed, the characterization is really strong, and how everybody's connected is so intriguing. Absolutely incredible. Go read it. But for now, we're on to the last book of my September TBR. If I'm going to fully finish it, I don't know, because we've only a few days left. It is the 25th of September currently. It is the evening time, and I've yet to start Fort Wing. I'm going to get reading, and I shall speak to you all soon and talk a bit more about what I read this month, which was exciting. It was a good month. Yeah.
Hi, I thought I'd give a little update on this and kind of an overview of all the books I read in September. So, starting from the start, I read The Sad Ghost Club Volume 4. You can see it up there. I really liked it. I gave it 5 stars. The storyline, I suppose, the storyline didn't grip me, or I didn't find it as compelling as the previous volume, but it's still worthy of 5 stars for me because that whole universe is so wholesome and comforting and lovely. So 5 stars, even though as I said, I felt the previous volume, the story arc of that was a bit more compelling. Then I read Skulduggery Pleasant. My thoughts on that were that it was good. I gave that 3 stars. I think it was good, but I feel like I would have gotten more out of it had I read it as a younger reader. I've read a lot of fantasy in my time, so I could see remnants of other stories that I've read, and it just failed to kind of shock me, I guess. I found it to be a little bit predictable, and as a result, I was never jumping at the opportunity to pick it up. You know, sometimes you put down a book and it's all you can think about and you can't wait to pick it up. And that just didn't happen for me with Skulduggery. But I think it is because it is aimed at a younger audience. And if I had read it as a younger person and then was rereading it now, I think it'd be a different story because there would be nostalgia attached to it. However, I just had no attachment to it and it just didn't completely grip me. I will give the second in the series a go just to see, and if by that point I'm still not totally immersed, I might just decide at that point to, move on. Speaking of moving on, I then read One of Us is Lying. Oh my goodness, this one now really did grip me. It was so unpredictable. I mean, I did guess the ending slightly, but I only half guessed it. There was another plot twist that caught me apart, but it was just so good. It was so good. I loved the mystery. I loved the humor. I loved the different themes that were explored. Really, really good. I mean, did it kind of play every stereotype in the game of, like, the high school jock, the prom queen, etc.? Yes, it did, but it did it so well. So 5 stars for that. Then 1984, I gave 2. I didn't like it. Okay, I initially gave it 3 stars, but the more I sat with it, I was like, oh no, no. I read other dystopian futuristic novels that have made more of an impact on me. I found 1984, it interested me in the beginning. Then there was a huge portion of it that was just a slog to get through. Nothing was happening. And then it just got really messed up and gross at the end. Like, I expected to feel uneasy throughout, but it's like Orwell realized that he actually hadn't really written anything too disturbing, and at the end chucked it all together, and the pacing was off for me. And as I say, I feel like for example, The Circle by Dave Eggers, it's set in future times where AI and all that sort of stuff is kind of taken over. Well, not so much AI, but technology. And I don't know, because I've lived in this technological world and I've seen technology, as we all have, evolve, and AI evolved in recent times. I don't know, it hits me more as opposed to reading what Orwell imagined the world to be like. It just didn't quite hit the same. And then I read Inkblood, Sister Scribe, and I would say that this is possibly one of the best books I've read all year, if not the best book. It reminds me of why I love fantasy. This one, I could not predict anything. It was totally unpredictable. There was lots of different moving parts, and I loved learning or discovering how everybody was connected. And it was spooky, unnerving, such a good read for Halloween, so I'd highly recommend reading it in October. And then I finally ended with Fourth Wing. I really, really liked it. I gave this 5 stars as well. I loved that we had, and this is maybe my fault, I don't read enough fantasy anymore. And I haven't read like The Throne of Glass or The A Court of Thorns and Roses or whatever it's called. I haven't read any Sarah J Maas, so I feel possibly there's more of this in Sarah J Maas, and this is why it was the first experience for me. But I haven't read An Enemies to Lovers, and you know that that's my favorite trope. But I haven't read An Enemies to Lovers where they properly want to kill each other and have both the means and the motivation to do so. Because, like, for example, The Hating Game, they're enemies to lovers. They're not gonna nobody's killing anyone in an office setting, whereas in this world where they're training to be able to kill, it's possible. I really loved the political system. I loved that it was a bit like Inkblood, Sister Scribe. Inkblood, Sister Scribe is a game of deception. It's a story of deception, and this is as well, but not in the way that you may think the whole time. I loved Xaden so much. Like, the man that he is, my new book boyfriend. The political system is so intricate that I kind of had to look things up a few times and be like, what is going on here? At the end, when I'd finished a book, I had to do that because I was like kind of confused. I was like, what did I just read? But it is really good. Such a thrill. I couldn't put it down. And I was obsessed with Violet and Xaden and their story arc. I loved some of Violet's friends, like Rhiannon, and the other guy that I can't think of his name. Liam, okay? I love Liam. 5 stars for Fourth Wing, so a pretty good month. So we had a 5 star, 3 star, a 5 star, a 2 star, and 2 more 5 stars. Pretty good. So, thanks for watching. I am currently reading, you may be able to see it in the corner, I'm currently reading Kafka on the Shore. I nearly DNF'd it, but I'm really glad that I didn't, because I had the infamous cat scene, okay, where it is horrifically violent, and I was like, I don't know if I want to continue, but I had been really intrigued by the premise of it, and it is weird, it is unsettling, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, I will finish it because I kind of want to know what happens. I'm reading it out of intrigue, not out of necessary enjoyment, because it is discomforting in parts. I'm not sure that I will read a Haruki Murakami again. I think one novel is enough to know that I'm not missing out if I choose to never read him again. But anyway, that's it for now. Going to continue drinking my cup of tea and reading Murakami and his weird stories.